Do you need to repay Medi-Cal? Maybe. Hi, I'm Kevin Knaus with InsureMeKevin.com, an independent health insurance agent that helps people enroll into Covered California, and some of those adults and children are determined eligible for Medi-Cal. I frequently get asked if people need to repay Medi-Cal for healthcare services, and most of the time they don't. However, if someone is involved in an injury or accident and there is a settlement for compensation, then Medi-Cal, technically the Department of Healthcare Services, will seek the repayment, the reimbursement for the cost of those healthcare services related to that injury or accident. It is called the Personal Injury Program. When we are going through the Covered California application and the income is in the range for Medi-Cal, there will be a question that pops up and it'll ask, are you involved in a lawsuit because of injury or accident? And that is to alert Medi-Cal and Department of Healthcare Services that there may be a settlement because of that injury or accident and they need to seek repayment. However, it is on you or your attorney that may be filing an action or contacting the company or individual liable for your accident to notify the Department of Healthcare Services within 30 days of the notification to the third party about, hey, we need a settlement. We need to be compensated for the injury. So let's say that you lost your job and you were determined eligible for Medi-Cal. You're driving to a job interview and you're hit by some truck, some company truck. Well, more than likely, if it's their fault, they are liable for damages to you and to cover your healthcare expenses. The good news, you're taken to the emergency room, and because you have Medi-Cal, you don't have to worry about anything. Everything is covered. You can focus on getting healthy. But as soon as something happens where people start talking about a settlement and negotiations or a lawsuit, Department of Healthcare Services needs to be notified and the personal injury program is initiated. And essentially what they will be doing is filing a lien against you for the recovery of those healthcare costs from any settlement that may be reached. And there's a whole process that you can look at on their website. And if you are working with an attorney, they know all the rules, the laws, because this is mandated by the federal government and the state government. And there really is no way to get around it. From the settlement you receive, Medi-Cal healthcare services must be reimbursed. Now, it can be a little bit tricky, and one of the issues is that Medi-Cal providers have up to like a year to file a claim for services provided to you. And so that can draw out the process. And your accident may just not be a one-night stay in the emergency room. You may need ongoing physical and occupational therapy. So that could go on for months. And that all needs to be tracked by Department of Healthcare Services to make sure it's going to accrue, so they know how much they need to be reimbursed for to have that lien satisfied. Other complications are possibly your employer-sponsored health insurance has not ended and they covered the emergency room costs from the accident. Well, you want to make sure that Medi-Cal doesn't try to recover those costs paid by another insurer because Medi-Cal didn't pay for it. But there's still these claims, and so you kind of need to look and see what's coming in and make sure that there isn't something in the column that was paid by somebody else. Additionally, you or a family member that may be receiving settlement may be seeing a doctor, a Medi-Cal doctor, for other medical conditions wholly unrelated to that injury or accident that Medi-Cal has agreed to pay for. So those costs should not fall into the reimbursement column as well. I haven't necessarily heard of any problems with any of that, but it's just something to think about and make sure that from your settlement, from this injury or accident, there are not claims being paid that have already been claimed by another insurer or are not related to the injury or accident. But it can take a while before all of this settles out. But essentially, yes, the Medi-Cal services you receive either directly from the county fee for service or through a Medi-Cal managed HMO plan must be repaid if you receive a settlement because of an injury or accident. So for insuremekevin.com, I'm Kevin Knaus.